Alright, so this is a suggestion via Patreon. The name of the video is Weird Al recorded his first single in a public bathroom. Let's check it out.
Our first guests tonight are both pop culture icons.
Oh, no. It's happening again. One second, guys. Let's go ahead and actually make it so this is actually functioning and you can see something. All right, let's go.
Who've teamed up for the film Weird, the Al Yankovic story, which premieres Friday, November 4th on the Roku channel. Let's take a look.
Oh, guys, okay, hold on. So somehow I missed this movie. We should probably check it out on the movie channel. Probably, guys, right? Let's get it. But I did see the trailer, though, for it. The trailer was solid.
I've heard enough.
And what did you think?
Do you know why they call it the music business?
Why?
Go ahead.
Because it's a business.
It's a business.
Use your head, kid. Nobody wants to hear a parody song when they can hear the real thing for the same price.
If they only knew.
What's the point?
Yeah, it makes no financial sense whatsoever.
Please welcome back to the show our friends Daniel Radcliffe and Weird Al Yankovic.
Guys, what was Weird Al's first song, guys?
Go here. Now, I mentioned this. Please.
The absolute legend sitting in front of us, guys.
And hopefully there's at least one other person who made the mistake I did. When I watched that scene, I Googled who was the music executive, and it's you.
Yes.
Your hair is so iconic that when you have a wig on, you're literally
But me and the sea captain.
Yeah, exactly. So, gentlemen, this is a wonderful film. I laughed so hard. It's based on a short from 2010 that was on Funny or Die.
Yes.
So explain the inspiration.
Well, Eric Appel, who directed the movie, also directed the original Funny or Die clip back then. And I think he'd just seen the Notorious B.I.G. biopic, which plays fast and loose with the facts. And he thought, it would be funny to do a fake biopic trailer for somebody who not only is alive currently,
right,
but who famously, doesn't have a lot of scandal in their life. And he thought of me because how meta would it be to do a parody of a guy that's famous for parodies.
Yes, and I should note that the biggest fear I had about this is it's such a funny idea, and that the execution wouldn't be as funny as the idea, and yet it's so funny, and there's so many surprises in it. And when did you first become aware of Weird Al as a person?
I think probably the same way I became acquainted with almost all American culture.
Wait a second. This guy is British. I'm gonna be completely honest, guys. Every time I've seen him on TV, I just didn't know. I guess that's a testament to your ability to act, sir. All right, noted. Guys, wow.
I think probably the same way I became acquainted with almost all American culture before a certain age. I think the first time I heard of you was The Simpsons. And again, that's why I know most of the things I know about America.
Guys, the first time I've heard of Weird Al was probably a year ago, guys.
And then
we're all yellow here.
Here on the channel.
And then I knew a few songs growing up when I was a teenager, but it was really when I started dating my girlfriend 10 years ago. Her and her whole family are devoted Al fans, and so that was like the beginning of my proper education.
Yeah. You took this very serious. Not full method, but you did grow a mustache.
Thanks. There's method, and then there's just growing some facial hair.
You mean the sacrifice?
If anyone ever offers you fake facial hair to wear, try not to. Try and grow your own.
Just say no.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's a very. I had years where that many times.
Like, I can imagine that being extremely itchy on your face.
Had to wear a fake mustache. It's never believable, and it's like talking like you feel like your teeth are about to fall out.
And everyone says, "Oh, you don't. It doesn't affect how you talk," and then you put it on. You're like, I think it does.
Right. Because it's unnatural.
Now, did you have a wish list going into this of who would play a sort of the Weird Al part?
Daniel was number one on the list.
All right.
I mean, honestly, Eric and I, we made a small list because, we want to consider all the options, but we always went back to Daniel's name because for a number, it's like looking into a mirror when I look at Dan.
I think everyone
Yeah. You can do a split screen between us and you wouldn't even know.
Yeah. No, but Daniel's amazing at comedic acting and dramatic
That is
acting.
not the truth.
It's a comedy movie, obviously, but we didn't want to play it like a comedy movie. It's meant to be like a Oscar bait Hollywood biopic. Very
Yes.
dramatic.
Okay.
It is played very straight, and that is what makes it so deeply funny. But you mentioned that it plays fast and loose with the truth, which is apparent incredibly early on. But there's some nuggets of truth, which is
I remember in the trailer, there was something about Madonna. I wonder if that's the fast and loose part that he's referring to, because I don't know if that's believable. All right, that's mainly because of like who Madonna was in the 80s. I don't know, Weird Al. That may be a stretch, but let me know, guys.
did get your accordion because a traveling salesman came to the house?
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about this movie. Some of the things that you would assume, oh, we made that up. No, some of the things are true. Like, I took accordion lessons because there was, in fact, a door-to-door salesman that came around, like, selling accordion lessons. And my first single, My Bologna, was recorded in a public bathroom.
My Bologna.
I did single-handedly fight a Colombian death squad.
Yeah.
That's all.
Oh, that's a My Sharona parody he did. Amazing.
Did you give Daniel any accordion lessons? Did you have to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Although I have recently come clean to Al that he might have been a tiny bit fast as he was giving me lessons.
Right, he just didn't
and so
care.
I was maybe doing a little bit of nodding along and being like, can I film you? And I will slow this down later. But Al was gracious enough to, that was the first times we met in person was sort of doing accordion lessons and me sort of showing what I had learned up to that point. Again, no one asked me to play accordion. In fact, several times people were like, it's not necessary, please stop. But I did, I felt like if I was playing Al in a movie, it just feels lazy to not at least like try.
Yeah.
Get better at that.
Yeah.
But you haven't continued on with your learning?
I've continued on in that I still play the 4 things I learned to play on our film.
There you go.
And
Okay,
one day,
okay.
maybe I'll have
That's
another
good.
lesson.
I've got an accordion for you right here.
Just like, that is my nightmare.
There's a
That is my
wonderful
nightmare.
scene at a pool where there are just a million cameos. And we were talking backstage, Akiva Schaffer and Jorma Taccone, who are 2/3 of The Lonely Island. They are in it as Alice Cooper and Pee Wee Herman. I know...
Can I just say, I'll very quickly interrupt.
Yeah.
Jorma's Pee Wee Herman is one of my favorite things about the film. Like,
Yeah.
and about filming it. Like, he is so funny and had that impression locked and loaded, ready to go.
Guys, and Lonely Island are absolutely legendary. I mean, obviously they wouldn't be anything without the knowledge that Weird Al even existed, right? I mean, they basically are a newer version, and much more raunchy version of what Weird Al kind of delivered, guys.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Like he's been waiting his whole life for someone to say, hey, are you free on a Saturday to play Pee Wee Herman?
One more thing about Jorma. I mean, it's a low-budget movie, and Jorma wanted to be in it, and he flew himself out on his own dime from New York to be in the movie. I'm sure whatever we paid him didn't cover the plane flight.
Right. Well, you can't see it on screen.
He did it for
looks
the sport.
fantastic. And I should know there are so many wonderful... It seems like everybody who's in it is having so much fun. And because, again, people are doing impressions of beloved characters and they're getting to play it straight. It is such a delightful way to approach this whole thing. It was just Halloween, and I have to ask, because you are, I think, are one of... you're a costume every year. You post every year how many people. And there really is all walks of life. all ages, all sexes. Everybody is getting on board. And then, of course, I feel like you have played... I feel like all the characters you've played in your life are equally represented on Halloween.
Yes, there is
Absolutely,
a ton of Allen
probably.
Ginsbergs out there every year. Yes, no, it's lovely. I don't know how you feel about it because it's actually you.
No,
if that's
it's
any
lovely.
stranger,
It's great.
it's
Yeah.
lovely.
Right.
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Do you? I imagine you, like everybody else, have children come to your home for Halloween. Do kids ever see you and are taken aback?
I think it's happened like once that somebody dressed in Potter gear has like come to our door. It hasn't.
Oh,
happened,
hold
like,
on. Guys, okay, I get it now. All right, hold on. I thought he was someone else, guys. Was he in the Lord of the Rings? I'm sorry, guys. I'm really bad at this, guys. I've never really watched Harry Potter, so I don't know him from that. But I feel like he was someone else, guys, not just Harry Potter. Because of then I would have realized that he spoke with an English accent, guys. My apologies.
Other than that. but we've just moved to a new building, so there's a whole new chance for
Right.
it to happen. But yeah, it's mostly like out on the street at the in the west in the parade and stuff.
Yeah.
You see people around, and you can just be like,
Coffee.
well done.
I imagine you tried pretty hard on those nights to like dress away from the character.
Yes, if I'm leaving the house, I'm not dressing as Harry Potter. Yeah.
You know, one of the nice things is it's referenced in the film that artists did ultimately come to appreciate most of your songs as homage.
Yeah,
I imagine not everyone. But is it true, because it's a detail in the movie, that it did sort of boost the sales of the original songs?
That is actually, they call it the Yankovic bump in the movie, but that is based in reality because I heard from Nirvana's record label that when my parody Smells Like Nirvana was released, they sold like an extra 1 million units of Nevermind. So, the artists' record sales spike when the parody comes out. So we kind of took that little nugget and I extrapolated it into this whole subplot about Madonna wanting that Yankovic bump.
And that's what I'm talking about here, guys.
Do you have a favorite Weird Al song as we send people off?
I mean,
Go ahead.
it changes a lot, but at the moment, the song Bob speaks to the wordy, nerdy part of my brain that is like entirely made of palindromes. It is an amazing
Okay, yeah, I've actually never heard that one. Personally, it would probably be Eat It or Fat.
Bob Dylan impression, and I also got to watch Al.
Yeah, I'll give it those. I'll say those.
Very, very special.
I will say, before we go, I do remember the first time I heard Eat It on the radio, and as a kid, I remember thinking, this changes everything.
Yeah.
And in the movie, there's the same reaction in the movie as a joke, and as I'm watching, I'm like, no, that's how I felt.
Right.
It's so great. It is lovely to see you both. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Daniel Radcliffe, Weird Al Yankovic. Weird the Al Yankovic story premieres Friday on the Roku channel. Be right back with Kerry Condon.
All right, guys. So here's the thing. I always find it interesting how whenever these shows are going on, the two people that are there generally talking on the side, other than the host, they're really uncomfortable. Like specifically when you have to speak to each other, right? It's just super uncomfortable. It's odd to me. But anyway, so guys, listen. So I never knew that he performed or he recorded anything in a random public bathroom. That's odd. He said it was My Bologna. But it sounded so good, so I don't know how that even happened. I mean, it should have been some like crazy reverb or something. This video seemed to be, for the most part, a gigantic plug for the movie. And then now I kind of need to probably see the movie because I feel like I'm missing out on like Weird Al content, guys. And that's not good because I've generally loved every single thing that I've encountered from him. So without that, I feel like I'm lost now, guys, right? But all right, listen, let me know in the comments which song we should be listening to from him that I have not encountered. All right. And I will get into that as soon as I possibly can. All right. Listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy it thoroughly.